Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some massive progress on these DIY builds. So in this video, we are going to see massive progress on one of the 1,200 gallon new builds in the Annex. We're going to see some massive progress on the 1,000 gallon Marine Estuary and the whole Predatory Bay system. We've got 6 glass panels on the way, and yes, you heard that right, 6. So we know we got 2 for the 1,200 gallons. We've got 2 for the Marine Estuary. Well, we've got 2 more for something else. So as always, there's more. And in general, we just want to make tons of progress on all the builds in the Annex so that we can get past phase 1 of building all these new tanks and get into phase 2 of getting all of these aquarium ecosystems fully running and getting all of the swaps done. Because we know that once the 1,200s come online and the new Predatory Bay comes online, there's a lot of movement. It's going to open up a lot of tanks. We got a lot of sort of reset-ups of existing tanks. Like we're going to have a 2,000 gallon lagoon aquarium. We're going to have a 750 Amazon, or I'm sorry, not Amazon, Malawi African lake tank coming online as we switch things out. And it's going to open up 2 tanks, which are going to probably come as a surprise what's going to go in there. But this is kind of reef slope in the 265 in wall. That 1,500 gallon system is going to become something else altogether. And there's also a plan for something that's going to take the spot of where the grow out aquarium is, and the grow out system will change somewhat. It'll be less prime time in the space and more of a back end thing. So we got big plans for that. So there's a ton to do. So I got to get all this work done, which is why we need massive progress in this video. Let's go. So if you remember, I was running out of fiberglass material and I just had a little bit left down there and up there. Well, I went to the supplier I've been going with, and all he had left was 2 packs, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's not enough. But I did something I rarely ever do. I contacted the supplier and I asked when they're getting more. They said, hey dummy, why do you keep buying those little packages when you can buy giant rolls of fiberglass mat and it's even cheaper? So fiberglass mat problem solved. So I think the first place to check for massive progress is out here in the Annex. It is hard not to get distracted by that thing. But we are focused on the 1,200 gallon over here. This is the one we're fast tracking. As you can see, we have the temporary outside coating done. So this is just to make it look passable until the future when we put a nice veneer on the whole tank. But let's focus on construction, because right now it's all about getting these things up and running so we can start building ecosystems in them. So as you can see here, the main tank is fully fiberglassed. Everything is done. All the seams are trimmed off, sanded, everything like that, all that good stuff. You can see that the filter box is built all the way up and it is fully fiberglassed. And you can also see we got that nice spillway with 6 coats of fiberglass on there, so we are all done up. And of course we have this massive filter box. Now this one, I built it 1/3 of the way up, fiberglass, and then built it 2/3 of fiberglass. That was a little bit much. As you can see over here on the other one, I did a little fiberglassing at the beginning. But I'm going to take it halfway up and then fiberglass, because it was on the edge of my reach to get in here with 2/3. I was able to do it, and it came out really well, but you know, it was on the edge. And I did notice one thing. So let me zoom down there for you. So right down there is a spot that I missed. I didn't fiberglass, and there's a little bubble right on top which has to be fixed. So we're going to answer the age-old question, which is, can my big butt fit down in that filter to get that fixed? Because it would probably be a lot easier if I could get in there and with the Dremel and cut out that little bubble and you know, then fix that one little piece of fiberglass, or basically put the fiberglass there in the one spot that I missed. Worst comes to worst, I can use the stairs up over here on the side and lean over, but we will find out if I can fit inside the new filter for the 1,200 gallon. So this is one final look at the Asian Jungle 600 gallon aquarium as we know it right now, because soon, very soon, it is getting a makeover. So not only is the aquarium going to get additional plants added to it, it is going to get the CO2 enabled. Those are 2 brand new canisters of CO2. As we know, we have the regulator, diffuser, all that good stuff. So we're going to be adding CO2 to the aquarium, and of course we're going to be switching out the lighting. We're going to take the lighting from right off the top and we are going to ceiling mount it. So hopefully that's going to give us a lot more shimmer in the aquarium, as well as better lighting profile in general for the tank right now. We tend to have no shimmer and a little too much lighting for a lot of the plants up top, so hopefully this will work out better, better spread and everything. So overall, big overhaul coming to the 600-gallon Asian jungle, and hopefully it truly will live up to being a jungle aquarium once we're done implementing those changes. I know I can't wait to see, hopefully this thing is full glory once we're done. So not to be outdone, we've also made massive progress on the 20-foot long Mangrove Estuary. As you can see, we have fiberglassed the entire thing. Let's go ahead and start down at the far end here. We have all the sides fiberglassed with one coat, all of the seams with 2 or 3, and the bottom coat probably has 3 or 4 coats of fiberglass on it. This was an interesting build because we had 2 unusual things. So we had a drop off here, so that was interesting fiberglassing that. I probably did about 6 layers of that just to make sure. A little bit of a funky corner, but we got that done, all fiberglass up there. And then normally we have inside corners like this, which are easy to do, but we had outside corners here on this, so we got that all worked out as well. I may even put a little bit more just on the front. Now it's plenty strong, but just because the outside corner, it's hard to get the fiberglass mat quite as tight as the inside, so I may do a couple layers just to build up the strength a little more. And then of course we have the floor down here done 3 or 4 layers of fiberglass, and we're all done up there. I have a little bit to do on the front here, so basically fiberglassing just the inside front on both sides. And one other thing I decided is with the window, right now I only have the 1 layer of support here for the glass. I'm going to double this up. I'm going to add 1 more level of framing on the fronts and the sides. And when I was looking into that, I also realized I didn't finish all the screws here. I stopped right here, so I need to do from here over to the edge just to get that done. Let me double check. Did I do the top? Yeah, I did the whole top. So we are very close here as well on the Mangrove Estuary. Minimal amount of fiberglassing to go, and a little bit of work on the windows, and it's going to be ready for painting. So let's check in on the grow outs in the 4,500 gallon. I know probably you guys are like I am, where you can't wait to see these guys all, you know, united with the bigger fish from the other side. So it's been pretty much a priority of mine to power feed these guys, to grow them out as much as possible. Now Tiger Shovel knows no power feeding is required. That guy just grows, whether you know, he just seems to grow through osmosis, I don't know. And the peacock bass, they're putting on plenty of size as well. As well as the arrow is really, it's deceptive. He's grown lengthwise, but he's grown in height and thickness even more so. Really, and I think of all the fish in there, the arowana really seems to appreciate the bigger tank more than anybody. The flagtails, of course, there's no threat of those guys not growing fast, so that's all good. The ones that we're concerned about is, of course, the wide bars and the red hooks, the silver dollars, because those are the ones that they have to have sort of peak size to be able to hang with these big boys. And also the wild Oscars, the bumblebee Oscars. I wasn't sure how fast they were going to grow, and I'm pleasantly surprised that they've grown fast. In fact, the cool thing about them is they've grown height-wise very quickly, which is the thing that's going to prevent larger fish with big mouths from, you know, seeing them as a possible food source or anything. So that's been very cool that's happened. It's also been cool that everyone's maintained their same interaction with each other as they had during the grow out. There's been no fighting, no squabbling. Everyone's getting along great, and of course the pike cichlid, he wasn't supposed to be over on this side, but he's been a model, you know, resident over here. Doesn't bother anybody. Obviously, the pike eats any and everything. It's kind of funny, like with the foods. I feed a bunch of different foods, and certain fish will eat certain foods, and others won't. And the pike, though, he eats everything. He doesn't care. He eats it off the surface, eats it out of the water column, he eats it off the ground, you know, the substrate. It's definitely pretty funny. But the main thing has just been getting things that the silver dollars want to eat, because again, those are the ones that are going to be the thing that holds me back from pulling out that divider. And I definitely want to pull out the divider. I cannot wait. But we have the albino arrow coming, so there's not quite as much of a hurry, because I like to get him in here, introduced in with these guys first, and then pull the divider. So we're getting pretty close. And then lastly, I don't think it's a big surprise, but I plan to keep stingray in this aquarium as well. And the nice thing with them is I don't really won't have a problem with adding them once the time comes. So they'll be, the ones that I'll have will be big enough, and the way they interact with the other fish is different enough that I really don't see any reason to ever have to put the divider back in for that kind of thing. So we're getting super close to getting the full glory of the tank going, and it's just been nice that everything's been going along the plan. Oh, and then one other thing, you might notice the plecos that are in there. I put a bunch of small plecos in the aquarium, figuring with all the cover from the rocks and everything, they had a good chance at doing well, and I'm happy to say that it seems like all of them have done great. They clean up after all these messy eaters. There's always lots of food, leftover foods on the bottom, and the plecos, they just tear them up and they put it on size like no tomorrow. So we're getting close to seeing the 4,500 gallon in its full glory. Okay, so what I ended up doing with the frame is just adding to the top and the sides, but not the bottom. The bottom, actually, because the glass sits down there, it gets full contact with the bottom piece, but with the top, so the glass could fit in, it didn't quite go all the way to the top, and I wasn't comfortable with, like half of that amount of wood. So we got that, and same with the sides, and I've done that to both. So keeps maximum viewing, but gives me enough contact room on both of these panels to feel very, very comfortable that they will be good to go. So the next steps here is I'm going to drill some holes over here for some plumbing that's going to connect it to the sump down there, and I am going to do just that tiny bit of fiberglass work down here just to strengthen up those two seams. But other than that, it's time for pond armor. So let me take you outside where I'm working, and we'll go over next steps. Okay, so as you can see, I'm out here in my work area and working day and night to try to get these builds done. A lot of you guys know that it's been a little bit longer time in between videos recently. Hopefully that's come to an end. I had some extra time commitments on me from my day job, but that's mostly worked itself out, and we're back on track there. So hopefully I can go back to producing videos weekly. That's always the goal. But we did make a ton of progress. All that fiberglass work, it's something where you can't really video it and show it. It's not interesting to watch, but it's super important. It's what makes these tanks, so bulletproof, knock on wood, and it's been done right. It's been layer after layer. It is very strong. So it's one of those things, you got to take the time, you do it right, and it's done now. Fiberglassing is done. We're on to painting. I have the pond armor here. The glass is en route. It'll be here next week, and I would love to have all the painting be done and ready so the glass could just be installed. I have tons of material built up out here, sand and rock and wood, so we're rocking and rolling. So like I said, it's going to be a lot of bangers this fall and winter, and we're on track for that. So hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a much faster video cadence, and we've got just a ton of cool tags coming online. So I cannot wait. Predatory Bay, the new Predatory Bay with the Mangrove Estuary. That alone, man, I can't wait for that. But there's a lot more than that. So so if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because a lot of cool videos are coming very soon. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.